Coronavirus is killing UK businesses, and today Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, has given us an update on what he's going to do to save UK businesses. Coupled with that, the Bank of England has pumped £150 billion of quantitative easing, that's the process of printing money and shoving it in the economy to help people get through. I'm going to discuss what happened in that update today, so in turn you can save, grow, build your business. Guys, if you want me to help you get through this together, get through coronavirus, save businesses, build businesses, and get through, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified when we're bringing out videos to help grow your business. Well, I'm going through this Rishi Sunak update. If there's anything that you need clarification on, or you've got your own point of view, hit them in the comments below, because I think that gives clarity to other viewers of the channel. Together we can start a conversation, because this is tough stuff that we've never done before. Let's go. Right, gang, let's talk about this and let me try and demystify what's going on here. I'm sorry that we're going into this bloody second lockdown. I feel for so many businesses that are on the edge now, and how can I do this for another 6 blooming months? I want to break this video down into two real parts. What's happened now and what I think the Chancellor's going to do in the future, sort of post-March. My predictions of what's going to happen, and i.e. what's next. But let's look at what's happened right now. The Bank of England have increased their printing of money, their quantitative easing, for £150 billion. They've now got £875 billion worth of quantitative easing inside the UK economy. That's just £125 billion away from £1 trillion. We've got a furlough now till March. I know if most furlough was coming to an end at the end of October, and we was going to replace it with the JRS scheme, the Job Retention Scheme. And lots of businesses like me were planning on getting our grant of £1,000 per employee January/February if we keep people on, and we were cash flowing. That for us was about £350,000. If you kept everyone on after furlough for 3 months, the government were going to give you £1,000 bonus per employee as a way of retaining employees. For us, that was £350,000. They have now said that that's going to be kicked the can down the road on that one, so we won't be getting that bonus of cash in February. I've also been dealt another blow this week. We was expecting £500,000 worth of insurance from our insurers for lockdown 1. We have now been told we haven't got a cat's helen chance of getting any of that money. It's quite a gloomy summary from the Chancellor. I think he's allowing furlough to go now till the end of March at 80%. All employers have got to do is, well, I say all, it's quite a lot. We've got to put the pension in and the national insurance contributions in, which is still a lot of money for us. That can be £25,000 a month. And if your income tap is turned off, how do you cope? Well, you've got to borrow more money, you've got to do more SIBBLs, you've got to do more BIBBLs. He's extending the SIBBLs and BIBBLs loan scheme. You can now pay that over 10 years rather than the initial 6 years that was touted. Part of my predictions that I'll do in a minute about what's going to happen with those. It's quite a gloomy summary really from our Chancellor and the Bank of England and all of the economic watchdogs, if you like, the CBI, those types of people. We are in for a very, very tough time. I feel sad in saying this, because I keep on telling entrepreneurs and business owners that we will get through this, and I know that we will get through this, but every time you get another knock like this, another lockdown, people's energy, effort and enthusiasm to keep on going is going to be more and more suppressed. But we have got to keep going. We've got to make sure that we find a way of pivoting our businesses. We got locked down yesterday, and our online sales for our farm shop went up 300% in one day. In one day, people ordering stuff in our Christmas shop and our farm shop, doing click and collect. You know, people, the economy is already pivoting. The money is already pivoting, and you've got to find a way of getting into that. Let's talk about what I think is going to happen next in terms of Rishi Sunak. What's going to be his next economic play of hand of cards, if you like, and what that means for your business. Chancellor Exchequer has got to get this economy moving. And I've been comforted seeing in my businesses actually how much people want to spend money. And I think we always need to remember the same amount of money exists in the world. It just stays in people's pockets a bit longer during an economic downturn. Money hasn't disappeared, and we need to keep that in your mindset so that you can get through this. Now, my predictions are more people are going to be working at home for longer. And I predict that city centres, especially cities like London, Manchester, Birmingham, are going to have less people going into the office and more people are going to be working at home. That we are going to still see the exodus of people leaving cities to out of town villages, country houses, and I see more people working from home and a rise in people trying to get hold of that sort of real estate. So I think that's going to do very well. The property market has been very resilient. In fact, more than resilient, very, very strong through lockdown 1 as people are looking to move. You know, if they're saving themselves £5,000 to £8,000 a year on commuting fees, they're wanting to put that £5,000 to £8,000 into a mortgage, and the evidence, the amount people are moving and taking up bigger mortgages, etc., etc., they're seeing that happen. And here's another thing. We have seen the fastest pay down of credit card debt since records began. So people are paying down credit card debt. They're not doing expensive commuting, etc., etc. So I think all of that cash is probably going to go into the housing market as people look to extend their homes, create home offices, and get out of town. So that's good for manufacturing and for the housing market. So I see that still being resilient. Now, I do think now the Chancellor is going to be looking at extension of help, but on a sector-by-sector basis, because supermarkets that got business rates holidays in lockdown 1, I can't see them ever giving business rates holidays again for supermarkets that have taken more money than they've ever taken. And I don't think we're going to get business rates holidays for sectors that are doing really well, but hospitality and leisure and non-essential retail, I can see the business rates holiday that ends in March 2021 being extended again by up to another year, and a complete shakedown of that system. So I can see a huge shift in business rate. Rent protections for non-essential retail, hospitality and leisure, that all came to the end at the end of September. If you own a restaurant, November and December is when you make most of your money compared to the whole year. I know you flirt with Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, but owning a restaurant and a bar and a leisure business in November and December is critical to the profitability and the sustainability of your business. I think that's gone. So I think we're going to see help by help sector in that section and rent protections for that section, and maybe even grants towards some of those rents that they owe landlords. I'm hoping for that, and I've seen that happen in other countries. So a lot of the evidence that I'm giving here is what I've seen happening in other countries. So stamp duty help, where no stamp duty is paid for that up to the first £500,000 on property. I can see that being extended past March to keep the property market moving forward. HMRC payment plans, there is already help if you want to defer your tax because you've had no, especially if you're self-employed and you're using your tax money to live. I heard a really lovely gentleman who's never on the radio. He's got a picture framing business. He sells all of his pictures at events, and he's used all of his tax money to live because he wasn't eligible for any self-employed grants, but HMRC are giving him time to pay. And I think more and more opportunity to pay your tax will be deferred more than it is now, because otherwise people are just going to die. The loan schemes, Sibbles and Bibbles, they're going to be extended. They're going to be more generous, in my opinion. This is all my opinion. That needs to happen to save jobs. Hospitality and leisure grants, I don't think we're going to get loads of grants wholesale, but on a sector by sector basis if those companies can't continue to trade. And I think if I was the Chancellor of the Exchequer and I was in that position, I would be now creating incentive plans to encourage people to invest. Because, you know, when I said at the middle of this video is that the same amount of money exists in the world, and there is plenty of people right now that have got bundles of cash, pension funds, venture capitalists, and high net worth individuals. What they're going to be doing right now is they're going to be thinking, we're going to have huge tax rises in the future to pay for all the stuff that we know that's going on right now. And what the Chancellor of the Exchequer needs to do is incentivize those people and say, look, I'll do a contract, a deal with you that if you start investing your cash back into our economy, which is going to drive jobs, economic growth, etc., then these are the incentives I'm about to offer you. And he needs to outlay what those incentives are now so that people don't hold on to their cash too much and get that cash flushing through the economy, which encourages spending, encourages investment, encourages manufacturing, etc. They're just my opinions. Guys, this is going to be a very tough time. I thought we was getting out of this. You know, I thought, right, October, furlough ends. I can't believe we've gone into another blooming lockdown. I just cannot believe it, guys. I don't agree with a full wholesale lockdown, and we found out that the government have put us into lockdown based on modelling rather than evidence. Now, the evidence might come out and that be the case, but if you're going to ruin people's livelihoods and kill businesses, and this is going to kill businesses, I think they should have really looked at evidence rather than modelling. It's just my opinion. Of course I care about people's lives. I know this is a very serious disease, but we have got to find a way to live with this. If we continue having continual lockdowns, people's livelihoods and lives will be lost that I think will far outweigh whatever coronavirus can do. I'm James Sinclair, passionate about helping you grow your business. Really passionate about it, guys. So please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and check out my last video. The headline was no, 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 please not another second lockdown. If you haven't checked it out by clicking here, subscribe to the channel by clicking here. I'll see you in the next video.